from GraffitiEyes Stencils, and today I've got we're going to practice together, and I'm going to paint out some different ways to paint out a little Batman. So I love painting characters, I love painting cheek art, and doing like arm tattoos and stuff on kids' hands, and a lot of people struggle with that stuff. They like to do the full face, and they like to, parents are like, just a little something on the cheek, and then everybody likes to complain that it's way faster to do their whole face than paint something on their cheek. Well, let's maybe like reconsider and figure out really easy, fast ways to paint stuff on cheeks so we could just go, sure, no problem, and do it for people instead of trying to convince them that it's actually faster to do like a full face, when sometimes it's not because of the kid and everything else. Do you know what I mean? So, I love painting stuff on people's arms. I love that kids can actually see it on their arm like all day long too, so that gives me a lot of joy, and I'd really like to kind of like shift the attitude as well, and maybe have people kind of reconsider and maybe get some more confidence in the area of character art and cheek paintings and arm paintings by doing more of these videos. So there's loads of videos out there for full face Batman stuff. There's loads of people with their style of all these different kinds of ways to do it. And yeah, sometimes I get it. Sometimes you just like put up two little things and stroke down and that's it. They're done. Like, I get it. Okay. But I'm kind of over trying to convince, I got this piece of hair on the way. I'm over trying to convince people that it's faster to, I don't like hearing all the complaints and all the people's excuses and everything. Like, you want it on your cheek? Sure, let's go. I know exactly what I'm going to do. Bap, and you waste more time trying to convince them to do a full face of a Batman than just saying, yes, sure, and just do it, do a little character art. So I'm going to show you guys how to do a little freestyle Batman. I'm going to show you guys how to make a little Batman with stencils and a bunch of different little Batman type backgrounds, okay? So let's get started. I'm going to paint on paper today. I love painting on paper with my stencils. It's a great way to practice. And we'll start by getting some yellow going here, because I always like to start with a little yellow. It's because of the bat signal, So, we'll put out some yellow, and then we're going to blow it out. I like to use the either Ultimate GraffitiEyes, or these are the Graffiti Madness stencils. Graffiti Madness ones are great because they're a little bit bigger shapes, so they fit really great for arms and stuff like that. I always like to throw in a couple little stars or something like that too, so we'll pretend we're going, hey? So got a nice bright background, which is great because Batman's kind of a dark character. Either you can do him in dark blue or in black. And painting a yellow base on really helps it pop even more. It's always great to start with stenciling on your background as well, because then if you mess up your stencils and you're feeling like you're not confident with them and stuff, then and you're, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to make a mistake. I'm afraid to pull out my stencils because I don't want to mess up all the work I just did. Oh, and you're just laying down a base, then you can't mess it when you're laying down your base of stencils. Like if this zone got all messed up, it doesn't even matter. It could just be a big yellow blob at this point, and you can just keep painting and just pretend that's what you wanted to do, right? That's what I do. Okay, so let's start with Batman's head. So I'm going to use this emoji head. This is my emoji mashup kit. So I know there's a lot of emoji kits out there, but there ain't no emoji kit like a GraffitiEyes selling emoji kit. So there you go. So I'm going to start like this with the Batman guy. Now, circle. Oh, she didn't fill it in all the way. Yeah, I did that on purpose. So this is the big amazing secret. We're going to start right out the gate with great amazing tricks. Let me load up some peachy color here, flesh tone. And I'm going to grab a heart-shaped stencil. So I've got, where's some here? I got this heart here. This is from the pet stencil. There's the horse head, right? So just find a bigger heart shaped stencil that you have, and I'm going to overlay this or right on top of this. You see that? I'm like layering my stencils. Yo dog, I heard you like stencils, so I'm putting stencils on top of your stencils. That's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm gonna put this stencil over top of this stencil so that it doesn't overlap. I'm gonna tip it, so can you see that? How like part of the stencil is underneath the stencil? So I just wanna use like part of the heart. Okay, finger dauber action, get it on there. Okay, there. Yo, do you see what's happening? It's turning into a Batman face. Okay. It's true, it's turning into a Batman face. Okay. You're getting overexcited, Leia. So let me grab my black again. And I decided that these little eyes here, these little eyes on this little happy guy, they work really good as the ears on the Batman. So my Batman, the way I made him is he's gonna be looking downwards, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line up these eyes so that they are, do you see how, I'm gonna follow this line so it's shooting up off this line here, okay, of the circle. So I'm gonna angle it because he's looking down. So I want it to all be going like he's looking down. So his ears are gonna be offset. It's like some real art stuff going on here. Did you guys know you're gonna learn some real art stuff? There's one ear. See how that worked? Same thing, I'm gonna use this line on that side to pick up his other ear. Do you see that? How I'm lining it up? There, Batman's starting to look, he's looking down. Okay, next, get some white. This would be really fast if I didn't talk so much. Okay. Then it's just picking some eyes that you like to use for your Batman. So I'm actually gonna use these little angly eyes from this little guy in the top corner. And I'm gonna paint them on like one at a time just because I kind of want it to look really cool with his face. And I want him to look like seriously like intense. So I'm gonna use like the flat part of the eye. There's one part's a little bit flatter than the other as the top of the eye, and that way he'll look like more like serious and frowny. Do you know what I mean? So there we go. I always do a little test spot first, yeah, and then flat part. I'm going to angle it down. You can see the other eye through the stencil, so you just line it up the best you can, angle it. There you go. Starting to look like a little Batman. Now, if you want, you can use a paintbrush, but I kind of like to show different ways of using stencils. So for his mouth, you can use the corner. You can just pick a corner. There's this mouth here. Take the corner and just catch the corner. He's gonna make a frowny face. Now, I got a little bit of white that I caught there. I'm not gonna worry about it because I have to use a black paintbrush anyways to outline stuff. So at the end, I can touch up anywhere where I caught like a little bit extra. I never worry about that stuff anyways. Nobody really notices at the end of the day. All right, I'm gonna show you guys a little idea to do for, he's got like a wing, he's got a cape or something like that, right? He's Batman. So I'm gonna use this POW stencil. So lots of people use the POW because old school Batman, pow, bang, all that kind of stuff. And it looks really cool. We'll throw that on too. But this right here, I'm gonna show you guys kind of a way to use that to make it look exciting. So I'm gonna put it down like that. And I'm gonna catch just these edges like that. I'll catch that little star too because it was right there. Ooh. And then I'll put another side. How should I do it? What would look good? Rotate it around. I'll just do it like this. Grab that star, right? Yay. So it's looking kind of like some cool action, hey? I like it. Okay, so let's put the POW on. Put it right here. Now, the little part of the W has a little thing there that can get caught up. It's kind of like a snowflake idea where your snowflakes kind of catch up. So I always tell people to kind of push and wiggle on their stencil, and that way they'll get a really nice little transfer. Does that make sense? Cool. Okay, there's other little dots and bubbles and stuff around, so might as well try and catch some of those because we can. There's lots of room for that stuff, right? Use it. Use it. This Bill Batman. Here, let's do his mouth. We'll just outline his mouth. So you want him to look like right? And there's his little teeth and stuff like that. And you can cut these eyes, like I said, even more. You can fix up that, catch that little bit. Cool. I never really take the time to bother filling in these bits here, but you can if you want, right? And then it really reads well. Didn't take much time. Depends how proficient you are with your paintbrush, your little baby brush. There we go. So we can add some little cityscape kind of action along the side. That's like, that fits on a cheek perfect. That fits on an arm perfect. If you, I like to, I don't know how well it'll show up on this white paper, but I do like outlining my little characters in white because it makes them really look like a sticker, you know? And it doesn't tend to take that much time. Sometimes when I'm like really slammed, I don't bother with it. The other thing, when you outline stuff, you can kind of correct any little errors that you've made. Does that show up nice? There you go. That looks cool. What else? Buildings. I'll show you guys kind of what cool ways to make some buildings really fast and easy. I got an angle brush here and like this, and I loaded it with some silver because I don't have any gray and I don't want to mess up my white with the black. And then I just grabbed a little bit of black right on the tip there. Dirty fingernail. Anyways, really easy to paint some buildings because he works in the city, right? So you might as well paint buildings. Look at that. That was so easy. Buildings. Let's put 3 on that side and 2 on the other and just live on the wild side and keep it odd, right? Okay, so I used this Graffiti Madness stencil to get it started. So rotate it on the side and go like that and carry it down past your building. Ooh, looks like windows in the building or something, doesn't it? So you can pick different size windows for the different size buildings. There's a little edge there. You can catch that edge too, make stuff stronger if you want, or like this, cap off your buildings if you want. Whoops. Let's see. You can also take, if you've got this little stencil, little bricks, those will look cool too. You can kind of finish them off in the base here. Then it looks like kind of, you know, if you're like New York or Boston. You can take your edge here and give a cleaner edge like that too. Anyways, there he is. That looks really cool, I think. And it's super fast. And what else could we do here? Maybe I'd take a couple little stars. Can put in a star in there. Because it kind of fills that little bit. Or you could, what else could we do? I don't know, just fooling around in front of the camera for you guys, right? This one, so this has an angle. Oh, where's some black here? See, this is like a little burst of an angle there. It's kind of extra small. You can throw it down like that. Fill in that space. I like it. I think it looks cool. Anyways, that was really fast and easy. That is a Batman using the stencils. I'll show you another way to make a face really fast in case you're like, oh, I don't want to mess around with the heart stencil on top of the thing. So you can just go like that, I guess. There's different little ears on here too. Like this is little devil horns and this is kitty ears. So you could stick these ones on. I kind of felt like they looked more like devil horns and kitty ears than they did Batman ears. There's some of these teardrop ones. Or yeah, these are like the crying emoji face stuff. I thought they looked better than using the teardrop ones. So again, you line it up so you can see through the stencil your black circle. So you line it up so you're just catching that part of the head, of the teardrop to make the ear. Make sense? Then you can go on there, and if you got good paint, like if you're working with a paint like let's see, what are the paints that have like a wax in them? So like a Wolf paint or a Superstar brand paint or a Fab brand paint, a Chameleon brand paint, things like Snazaroo or Mayron. They're too soft, and you're not going to be able to put light color on top of a dark color. They work more like watercolor paints. But these other brands that I just mentioned, they work a lot better for layering light colors on top of dark colors. Blech. Anyways, so think of this as painting like a letter M, okay? And this is going to be his face. Oops. His mask part. And the reason why it's like a letter M is because that's his little nose guard. Okay? Makes sense? His nose guard. You can go in there if you don't want to mess with stenciling on eyes, but I don't see why you wouldn't, because the eyes look really cool stenciled on. But again, if you're using like a wolf kind of a paint or something like that, you can make them like more of a triangle shape like that. Triangle shape eyes are really fast and easy. And then you can go in and fix up the shape 100% when you're outlining. Grab some more white on here. I don't know why I washed my paintbrush off. Habit. And same thing. Do his mouth like he's like rawr. All right. See how you can kind of fix up your stuff like that? Same thing here to get rid of that little edge, that little bubbly edge, so it's more straighter, right? He doesn't have like pupils or anything. It's just paint him with like the solid white eyes. That's good enough. Kids are happy with that. Let's see. I want to show you another way, and that is just freehand painting the whole Batman head. So once again, whoops, if you paint a little background on of some sort, it looks way more exciting and interesting. The little dots are great because it gives it that pop art feel, and parents go crazy. They're like, oh, it's old school Batman. You know what I mean? So they get into it like that. Oh, and then paint some buildings real fast. Let's see. I usually use a smaller brush. Do I have one? No, I don't have one. So I'll just stick with this bigger brush that I pulled out already. This is the same, what is this? 1/2 inch. This is a whole 1/2 inch, this angle brush. I usually have one that's like maybe 1/4 of a size smaller. These buildings are going straight up and down. You can also paint them going more on an angle like that, right? It's looking exciting. So this looks kind of cool because it's wrapping around the arm then like this, you know? Dude, I love painting these things. It's fun. It totally is. Okay, some other ways. So we did the up and down dots to make the windows, right? Looks like a piece of Lego kind of too, doesn't it? You can use the bricks going up and down too. instead of the regular kind of traditional sideways ways. What else can we do on here? You can use the edge of your stencil like that to cut hard lines on there so that it makes it like a little bit more three-dimensional. You know, like one building is in front of the other very much distinctively then, right? Give it a really hard line. That's kind of a fussy, finicky thing. But I always like to kind of extend these things going down a little bit more. Let's put some like splatter action because maybe something's going on in the city. There's like an explosion in the city and he's coming to the rescue, right? So these splatters always make it look like some kind of other action is happening. So I like to do that kind of stuff. Right? What's going on in the city? I don't know. We need Batman to come and rescue something, or maybe he's the one causing it. I don't know. So, okay, so here we go. Let's paint the actual Batman guy now. I just wanted to show you like a little fast, fun city background. Different feel from this background where it's really straight. This one, like he's rocking the city. Okay, so really simple. Let's keep it simple. Okay. Kind of like a square, but I want to give him a little bit of a jaw at the bottom, right? So I kind of got this little angle cut, not quite a triangle, whatever shape that is. It's like a square with a chin, right? Okay, let's flip to a smaller brush. Now, I'm going to paint him with dark blue because sometimes I like to paint my Batman with super dark blue. This super dark blue is, I think it's called ink or something like that. It's like a superstar color. Okay, so watch. We're just going to do his ears coming up. Okay. Keep it really simple. I need this a little bit wetter. When you're stenciling on paper, it's the same kind of level of wetness as when you're stenciling on skin, but when you're using your paintbrush, it's definitely, you need it wetter than what you regularly do on skin. Okay, so remember before I said that M shape? There's that. Remember I said triangle eyes work really good? There I'm leaving some space for some triangle eyes so I don't have to lay on too much white. And I'm just gonna go like that. So that's his mask. Okay, pretty easy and standard. And then his wings, let me get this really wet so I can really draw on here. So, whoa, that's a big blob. Look at my paintbrush. That's a big blob. Let's wipe some of that off. I don't want to go all crazy like that. Okay, so I'm going to bring his wing up like this. Yeah. This. Wow. Awesome. I guess these two didn't meet that well. I wasn't really, I was kind of like not looking. It's kind of funny. Sometimes I paint and I'm just not even looking and then you just fill it in. So he's coming out of the city all hard there. He's flying out. So sometimes I paint this little same head and I put it in the middle of their forehead and then I just paint like these wings as the wings around their eyes. So it's like a mask, but it's exactly the same. Exactly the same as what I would paint on a mask as what I'm painting on an arm. So now the dark blue kind of sticks out from the black buildings in behind, right? Get some white on here and I'll put his eyeballs on. And a mouth. And then kind of put some little highlights. Right? Why not? Yay! It's looking so cool. It's Batman. Okay. Now I've got an even smaller brush. What's this? This is a 2. I was just using maybe a 3 or something. What was I using here? What was this? Because people ask. I don't think it matters, but no. It's been used so many times the number's gone. But it was smaller than a 2 because this is a 2 now. Okay. What is this behind my head? Or here, this behind my head on the thing. Okay. Outline. So I'm just gonna put his little mouth on. Right? And his eyes. More water on my paint. So I wanted that eye a little bit smaller, so I just cut it like that. So it's fun to outline because of that. Then outlining your little guy in some black helps because then you can kind of clean up, like I said before, you clean up areas that you've made a mistake on or whatever, or areas that you've, you know, you can just like refine the shape of everything if you outline it. This one would look really cool with a white outline because it's got those black buildings in behind, right? Man, I'm struggling with the painting on paper. I think I'm trying to like hold my hand funny for the camera because I think I'm just blocking the camera. And it's like, no, sorry, I'm gonna block the camera for you guys here. It is nice to face paint because you can load your brush once and I'd be able to outline this whole guy with one brush load, you know. Oh, and outlining his little nose bit there actually will make a difference right here. Kind of make it pop a little bit more, even though you wouldn't think it would because it's really dark blue, but it does. Now watch, let's outline it in some white. And once we get down here, really pops him into the foreground, right? I mean, into the background. I mean, yeah, into the foreground. Ugh, Leah Selly, it's a struggle to talk and paint today, hey? Okay, I really want to see you guys kind of share some more of your characters and stuff with me. And how you're using these stencils. It really does, you know, motivate me to keep making videos. And I like to see, like, I feel like it's totally doable. I do this stuff all the time on the job. I kind of want to see other people's confidence kind of rise up with using stencils on the job, just remembering to pull them out. You'll remember to pull them out if you practice with them on at home, and that looks cool. That's funny. I've never really painted it with the splatters down there before. It looks really good. I like add splatters to stuff all the time, but like sticking it with this one, it looks really cool. And same thing, you could add like a pow up here or more stars up here or whatever. Probably could have extended the yellow up even higher or something like that. But yeah, there's a couple of cool ideas. I really like this exploding bit from the... Okay, so I see other people doing this one too. They will take this and they expect this to fit inside of that, and it doesn't, obviously. So what you can do is, let's see. We'll just use yellow because I got yellow sponge going. But what you can do, is yellow gonna show up? Maybe I'll do something different. I'll do orange, might show up better. Is that brighter? Yeah, that's brighter. Okay. What you can do, let me wipe off this little stencil real quick here. And okay, so this is what I wanted to show you guys though. And my sponge is dried since. Okay. Is that you can put down some color and then do that same little action and pull in. And And you can build this bubble as big as you want now, right? Do you see how, oh, I don't know if that was the camera. Right? You can make that as big as you want now. Then you can fit that POW in there. No problemo. Let me get some makeup. Because when you're dealing with a limited amount of space on the stencil to try and create something, right? Looks awesome. How's that look? That looks also awesome. Of course it does. I just invented it. Yay. Okay, so you got that? Yeah. So easy. So think more creatively with stuff like that in terms of using these kinds of shapes and just catching the edges of stuff. So instead of making, you don't have to make it like a whole, this doesn't have to be a thinking bubble anymore, you know, it could be a cloud or something like that, and you can just go like that. You don't have to use the whole thing, right? You can have a cloud kind of be in behind a building, so it disappears. So the building's in the foreground, right? Working like a real artist. Yay, then you can do stuff too, where you can like turn it around like that, and that way your stencil doesn't look like a stencil, because you're kind of making your own shapes then by rotating it around. Yeah? Let's transfer this little boom to, I might as well. Oh my God, this is a funny story. I was teaching a class in Holland, and I'm like, boom, pow, you can't mix those ones up. They only mean boom and pow, right? And and then the people started laughing in the class. I'm like, what? And they're like, oh, boom means tree in Dutch. And I'm like, oh, come on. Are you kidding me? No, apparently boom means tree in Dutch. So tree, pow. Isn't that funny? Funny haha. Not funny, funny strange. Funny. International funny stuff. Yay! All kinds of different Batman stuff. What do you guys think? So yeah, practice your Batman head over and over and over again with this little emoji action. You can, once you get to know it, you can literally like, of course I dropped my, okay. Once you get used to it, you don't even have to use the paintbrush with it either. You can just draw your bottom part on like that, and then take your your dauber of black and go like that, right? Cool. Let's see. I wonder if this would work. No, I was gonna say, would that look like a poo? Use the tip of the poo emoji to kind of get that sharpness there. No, that looks kind of weird. What else is sharp on here? This is how I like just sit around and play with it to try and figure out ways to make it work, right? What about that? That kind of works, right? I need the opposite, so I would need like, who's got a nice big curve on the stencil? This one has a big curve. So I'm gonna use I can use the outside curve to clean that edge. Yes, I like that. Do you see how I just totally tightened up that edge? If you didn't, rewind it and see how I tightened up that edge. There, I just invented a new way to make the mask too. So that's how you play with these things, is you just do stuff like that over and over again. Where's some eyes? If you put just as regular eyes like that, I wonder if they'll look good. I don't think they really work that well. I mean, you can make it work. I like bigger eyes personally, I think, because then you can always cut them down with your black paint, right? Consistency, though, when you're using the stencils, consistency is awesome, because then everybody gets the same looking kind of guy at the end of the party, right? And they all run around with very similar looking things, similar but different, right? So try painting your Batman a couple of different ways. This is looking good. And I think I want this to look a little bit more serious, so I am going to cut that more. Yeah, right? Right? Anyways, I love playing around with my stencils. Cool. Well, I guess I'll leave you guys with that. I have given you some ideas. I'd like to see what kind of stuff that you guys come up with in terms of practicing out for your stencils, what you do, ideas you come up with, even if you just are painting them on paper like this, and you know, share. You guys just share, and inspire other people. And I think now that you see how easy this is, freehand painting something like this, you could add, like, even the way these wings are added on, you could totally just do the same thing with these ones, right? With these little emoji head guys, just add some painted wings on. This is just super fast. I like using stencils as much as possible because it gets a super sharp, fine, crisp edge on your stuff. So it really stands out from the rest of the painters too, like when you're working with a group, and or if you're being sent in, somebody's sending you in, you look really clean and sharp then with your paintings. If you're painting on behalf of another company or something like that, it'll be memorable for people. So yeah, paint this on some kid's forehead or on their arm or on their cheek, and I tell you what, like, everybody's gonna love it. So yay, I hope you guys got some great inspiration, some cool ideas, and I can't wait to see what you do with this. Yeah, hashtag GraffitiEyes and share that out on the internet world, social media and stuff like that. At GraffitiEyes is the social media account for the GraffitiEyes stencils. And if you, and there's a group on Facebook too, that's a GraffitiEyes group. Put your artwork in there. And or you can just send it to me on a private message if you're all like worried and stuff like that. But you shouldn't be worried because it's fun, right? So we'll talk to you guys soon, and thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and thank you for buying my stencils. Thanks for supporting my artwork. Thanks for sharing it around, and I hope that this is going to give you guys a lot more confidence with your character art. All right? See you guys.